On today's episode, we are going to take a look at two companies, Tesla and Hertz. Both of these companies had some crazy news today. And then after that, we're going to take a quick look at the overall market. So let's get started. So first, let's start off with SPY, the overall market. SPY was up, the S&P 500, you can say, was up about 1%. But this was not how the day started. The day started actually pretty scary. It seemed to be another red day. All the futures were down about 2% when everything opened up. Throughout the day, the market started to increase over the time. And one of the major reasons for this increase was just the overall Fed continues to do more stimulus to the market. On the most recent news, they did say that they are going to start to buy individual bonds for individual corporate bonds. So this is actually more stimulus going into the stock market. So one of the things that I keep seeing is don't fight the Fed right now. A lot of people are trying to short the market. A lot of people are saying that, hey, this bubble is being created. But right now, the Fed is just the ultimate weapon. And one of the major reasons I am not shorting this market where we're at right now. So like I said, right, the overall market was up about close to 1% at the end of the day. But one thing we are going to see, though, is even though the overall market was up about 1%, there are other cloud stocks, and some of the stocks I'm very, very bullish on in the technology world, in the tech world, we're up more than 1%. We can see Workday up 2.56%. Fastly Stock had some big news today about Shopify and Facebook, I believe, or Shopify and Walmart. So Fastly is up 11%. We also have, let's see, CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike was up 6%. Another company that I owned, Okta. Let's see Okta real quick. Okta was up 4.5%. So the overall, even though the overall market, it was up about 1%, we can see the companies that are really up right now are these tech software companies, these clouding companies that I have been talking for some time. So if you guys are new to my channel, normally I do in-depth analysis of companies today, and usually from Monday to Thursdays, I do a quick video of what I just see around the market, just my quick opinion before I take out my second video for the day, which is going to be either some full in-depth analysis. Today is actually Monday, and Monday I do something called Monday Matches, where I take a look at two companies and just compare them against each other and see which company I would prefer to invest in. Today is actually going to be Apple versus Microsoft, I believe. So that's going to be up later today. So we can see though, right, the overall, even though the overall market was up 1%, this software companies that continue to be overvalued, as many people say, just continue to grow. So, and right now, my opinion of them being overvalued, I mean, when you're buying something, if that product is better than the other products, obviously you're gonna pay a premium for it. The question is, how much of a premium are you willing to pay? And I think that's where investors don't really understand or don't want to get. Some investors might not want to pay a premium for something that's better, and that's okay. But me, I'm more of a growth investor, and I don't mind paying a premium for some of these companies. And like I said, I didn't get in pretty early in most of these companies, but I got in enough where most of these companies have actually provided strong gains for me. Let's see another one, Spotify, that I got in at around 150. Right now, was up about 4%. So another one, let's just take a look at the overall tech company, DraftKings. DraftKings was another one I mentioned in this channel, up 13%, right? So when I see this, I understand. When I looked at these companies, a lot of people were saying, Jose, why are you investing in these companies? They are overvalued. But all these companies have given me already over 20% increase. And for me, these are companies that I bought because I understand what they do, I understand their product, and I am very bullish on their product. And before we go any further, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, and the bell. It helps the small channel out so much, and I truly appreciate all the support I'm getting from you guys. If you guys ever want to get in contact with me, feel free to catch me on Twitter or in Discord. I have my own channel, and it's free for anybody. I'm not charging anybody anything here because I am not a professional, and all of these are my opinions, so do not take anything I have as advice, right? These are just my opinions. And like I mentioned, today is Monday, and Monday Matches is on. Later is going to be Apple versus Microsoft to see which one is a better investment for me. And also, just real quick, I like to be as transparent as I can. Right at the same time, no one's paying me to do anything, so there's no reason for me to be transparent. But here we can see this is my account. It ended on 6/15 today. It's up 2.7%. So I'm happy to see this, right? I'm doing a little bit better than the overall market. I am a bit diversified. If you guys have seen my portfolio, which is in my Discord channel, I normally invest in about 30 to 40 companies, and that's okay, right? Every investment style is differently. Some people might only invest in 5 companies. I don't think I can actually just invest in 5 companies, because I literally enjoy doing this. I literally just enjoy reading companies, understanding what they do, look at them, do a full depth analysis, and if I like the company, I'm gonna invest. So there's no number ever holding me back to know how many companies I can own. But to see a 2.7% in my overall account, I think that just shows that my method right now is working. So I'm pretty happy with the things I'm doing. All right, so the next company I want to take a look at is Hertz. It is crazy, right? Seeing companies like this and people just rushing into companies like this as more of an investment purpose, right? I understand there's different ways to make money in this market. You can be a trader, you can be a short-term investor, you can be a long-term investor, you can be a swing trader, you can be a currency trader, you can do an option trading. There's so many ways to make money in the market, and I'm not here to knock anybody's hustle on how they make money. Again, for me as a long-term investor, ever buying a company like Hertz Global would be a no-go. Did I make anything rhyme there? I feel like I did, but we'll find out. But anyways, right, Hertz right now was down 33%, and this company has actually been a wild ride ever since the bottom. This company peaked up almost 900%. So like I said, as a short-term investor or short-term trader, this was a company you could have made a lot of money. So congratulations to any traders that picked up then. For any long-term investors riding this, it's a whole different thing, right? For me as a long-term investor, this would not be anything in my radar. Since the peak to now, this company has already lost 66% of its value, and that to me, it's insane how someone can lose that much money in just a matter of 7 days. Actually, in a matter of a week, you lost 66% of your portfolio. And one of the things is Hertz is filing for bankruptcy. And today, one of the craziest things is earlier this weekend, Hertz was allowed to sell some extra shares to build up liquidity. They're selling about $500 million of extra share. That alone is bearish in many opinion, right? When you put in more shares, you're diluting your shares. So the earnings per shares start to go down. But then imagine doing that when you're already filed bankruptcy. Hertz actually said it today that they expect the stockholders to lose all their monies in filing for selling more stocks. They say that Hertz said on Monday that equity holders won't see a recovery unless those with higher priority, such as companies' debt holders, are paid in full. And if you guys don't know this, when a company files in bankruptcy, is closing down shop, there's a hierarchy of who gets paid first with the money coming in. And those on the top list get paid first, then the list continues to go down. Sometimes there's only a certain section that gets the money, because after they get paid, the money is no longer. The last in that list is the stockholders. So if you are a shareholder, the chances of them having to pay all of this is very low, because they have to go down the ladder. The company said that the only way any way that the shareholders might make some money out of this is if there's an outstanding change in the progress of COVID-19 and a significant turnaround in travel trends. So, I mean, they're using words like outstanding and significant. So these are things that they foresee not going to happen anytime soon. So I just think it is ridiculous that they were able to sell $500 million of common stock, that a judge approved this to happen. And Hertz knows that the likely chance of these actually being worth zero is very, very high. So the next company on some better news we're going to take a look at is Tesla. And to me, I'm not a Tesla shareholder. If I am, it's probably like a 0.01% of my portfolio. It's very, very small if I am. I honestly want to say I'm not. But Tesla is up 6% right now, and we're gonna take a quick look at what happened with Tesla. But Tesla was down in the past few days, especially Friday. It did drop. It did drop about 10% by the end of Friday from its peak of the week. And one of the major reasons were there were a few analyst that came out saying that Tesla was way too overpriced. and they started bringing the price down, and that's what caused off some selling off in Tesla. Tesla turned around today, and like I said, it's up 6% and because of that, and the reason it's up is there's a few news that are going on around with Tesla. One of those statements is that Texas is planning on opening a new plant. One of those selections was Austin, and right now Austin closes in on Tesla plants. It does seem like Austin in Texas is now is now very close to actually negotiating some form of incentives for Tesla to build its plant in the Austin area. And actually, I think that's actually a pretty cool move. We saw that Tesla did want to move out of California, wants to pay less taxes and everything. So Texas is obviously a better state to do that. And Austin, with such a great move right now, Austin has become one of those new tech cities where a lot of what you would call it are tech millennials and tech guys are moving into. So I think it is a great area for a tech company like Tesla to be moving into. The biggest reason though Tesla was up today, I want to say, is because of this article. Tesla's order do begin to pick up in China again. The number of Tesla's vehicles registered in China increased by 150% in May compared to April. April was a very, very slow time for the market in China as well. In April, there were about 4,600 vehicles registered. This month, in May, there were about 11,300, more like 11,400. So this was one of the major driving force, I believe, in that Tesla stock price going up. Another thing that we want to see is there was another report coming in today that 2019 was the biggest increase in the past 3 years for EV charging points. So I think it's like, Jose, why is that any important? The reason that this article came out with the increase in China sales kind of helps that mindset that EV cars are the future, right? If we're seeing an increase of charging ports, if we're seeing the increase in cars being registered in China, it just pretty much is leading investors to continue to believe that this is the future, and all the data points are showing that. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this is usually a quick video of just what happened in the overall market. Later today, I do a full in-depth analysis on companies. So this is just for me to understand what's happening in the market. But if you guys really want to appreciate the work that I do, if you guys have any company, feel free to let me know in the comments. I do a full in-depth analysis where I take a look at past revenue growth, past margins growth. We take a look at the balance sheet, cash flow, competitors, competition, which is the same thing, what the products do, what the market looks like. So that's where that's my bread and butter right there. But I still, like I said, I mentioned I want to do more of just understanding where the market is on a daily basis as well. So I am doing these videos Mondays through Thursdays. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Like always, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the thumbs up and hit the bell. It helps the small channel out so much, and I truly, truly appreciate it, guys. Take care and have a good time.